Good afternoon and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our El New York studio. I'm Chris Taylor. We begin with major developments from the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, where Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif joined leaders from 19 countries in signing the founding charter of the Trump-led Board of Peace. The initiative aims to address global conflicts beyond Gaza and proposes a US-led $1 billion fee for permanent members. Former U.S. President Donald Trump said Hamas must disarm or face what he described as the end of the movement under the Gaza ceasefire framework. The proposal has drawn criticism from human rights groups, who argue it could undermine international law and sideline existing global institutions such as the United Nations. Meanwhile, under the related truce plan, the Rafah crossing is expected to reopen in both directions next week. Back home, Pakistan's government has defended its decision to join the Trump-led Board of Peace. Addressing the National Assembly, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Dr. Tariq Fazal Chaudhry said the move serves the interests of the Palestinian people and aligns with the priorities of the Muslim Ummah. He stated that Pakistan's participation supports ceasefire efforts and reconstruction in Gaza and called for unity within Parliament on the issue. However, opposition leaders including JUIF Chief Maulana Fazlur Rahman and senior PTI figures strongly criticized the decision, urging the government to withdraw and seek full parliamentary consultation. They warned that joining the board without consensus could damage Pakistan's foreign policy stance and its relations with the Muslim world. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has now arrived in London after concluding his engagements at the World Economic Forum in Davos. He landed at Luton Airport, where he was received by senior Pakistani diplomats and party officials. During his 3-day stay in the British capital, the Prime Minister is expected to undergo a medical checkup and hold a series of important meetings with key figures. The stopover follows Pakistan's active participation at Davos, where peace, economic cooperation, and global stability dominated discussions. Turning to domestic politics, Planning Minister Ahsan Iqbal has dismissed reports suggesting the government plans to raise Pakistan's legal voting age from 18 to 25. Calling the claims baseless, Iqbal said no such legislation is under consideration and reaffirmed confidence in the country's youth. His remarks come amid political debate and social media speculation, with several PTI leaders currently imprisoned in Lahore's Kot Lakhpat jail, opposing any such move as an attempt to curb youth influence. The minister described the reports as part of a disinformation campaign and confirmed that no related bill will be presented in the upcoming joint parliamentary session. Now to a tragic development in Karachi, where the death toll from the massive fire at Gul Plaza shopping mall has risen to 67. Rescue teams continue to search through the debris using thermal imaging and specialized equipment under extremely challenging conditions. Only 7 victims have been identified so far, as anguished families criticize the slow pace of recovery operations and stage protests demanding the retrieval of their loved ones' bodies. The fire is believed to have started in a shop selling artificial flowers, possibly after children were playing with a match, and authorities say the building may be demolished once search efforts conclude. For more on this, we go live to our correspondent Clara Bennett in Karachi.
Rescue workers here say the structure of Gul Plaza has made search operations exceptionally difficult, with thick smoke damage and unstable debris slowing progress. Families remain gathered outside the site, many expressing frustration and grief over the limited information being shared with them. City officials say fire safety inspections have now begun across other commercial buildings to prevent similar disasters. Investigations into possible negligence and safety violations are also underway, as pressure mounts for accountability. Authorities insist all remaining victims will be recovered before any demolition begins.
Thank you, Clara. In Islamabad, the U.S. mission has launched the Freedom 250 Liberty Bell initiative to mark the 250th anniversary of the United States Independence Day. Chargé d'Affaires Natalie Baker inaugurated the Let Freedom Ring event at Lincoln Corner, unveiling a full-size replica of the iconic Liberty Bell. The bell symbolizes American ideals of freedom, justice, and democracy. As part of the initiative, 15 replicas will be displayed at Lincoln Corners across Pakistan, where students and local artists will decorate them under the theme, What Freedom Means to Me, ahead of Independence Day celebrations. Finally, in sports news, Bangladesh has announced it will not participate in the upcoming ICC T20 World Cup if its matches are played in India. The Bangladesh Cricket Board says its players and officials do not feel safe and has formally requested the ICC to move their fixtures to Sri Lanka. The ICC has rejected any changes to the tournament schedule, leaving Bangladesh's participation uncertain. Despite this, BCB officials say they will continue pressing for matches in Sri Lanka, even calling for a miracle from the global cricket body. The T20 World Cup begins on February 7th, with Bangladesh currently placed in Group C if no changes are made. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.